It's we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.
Hey everybody, welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Kristi Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey Katie.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going just fine. Trying to, recover from camping.
Yes, it is camping hangover day.
Oh, it is, for sure.
And it's not even an alcohol hangover. It's really not that.
I know.
It's just all of it.
All of it, yeah. We had a marvelous time. Super. It was just...
We did.
This is one of the trips I really love because it's just the old folks. It's just all of us. So me and my husband, Kristi and her wife, our sister Kara and her husband, and our dear cousin Amy and her husband. And not that I mind the kids coming at all. We have a blast with them, but this is the easiest trip. All we cook is breakfast. We order food in or go pick it up. Like, we just do the bare minimum for this trip so we can mostly just play games and visit and hang out and take naps and, just take a very low-key trip, which we did, and it was super nice.
So nice, and the weather was absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful. The only complaint really was the hornets. The hornets were insane.
You guys, the hornets. I was afraid we were going to get carried off, and I think we managed to get out of there with not a single person getting stung.
We did not. So I said to you guys, and Kara, as we were all leaving, I said, well, at least nobody got stung. And then I said, I shouldn't even say that yet. As we were pulling out, Scott got stung right on the elbow. He had his arm hanging out the side of the window of the motorhome and got stung on the elbow just as we were pulling out.
My hell. Well, one was clinging to the windshield of my motorhome for about half the drive home.
Oh, geez.
It's like, my God, they're trying to come with us. There were so many.
Get out. Whew. Oh, and wild turkeys all over the place. Our campsite was full of wild turkey feathers. And we saw a whole bunch of them with babies, not tiny babies, but kind of half-grown babies. And oh my gosh, that was fun. I think wild turkeys are hilarious. They are so funny and cute.
They are. And it was just really fun in general to get to see them. I really didn't realize that there were so many wild turkeys up there. I don't know that I had ever run into wild turkeys up there, but oh my goodness.
We usually see them up higher, like up in Moody, but down there around the river, I've never seen them down there before. But we saw them in several places. And of course, our whole campsite was just full of turkey feathers. So yeah, super fun.
It was, yeah. I have several big ones. I should have brought them in to show you, but they're still out in the mini. And I also can't find my video that I have of the turkeys.
Of the turkeys.
But it was really fun. Yeah, that was a really fun element of it as well. It was just such a lovely weekend.
Yeah. Oh, Paula has new great-grandson. Congrats, guys. That's amazing.
The kittens had a great time. Our Persians, they go along and camp, and they had a blast. They and the dogs have all had a camping hangover today. They have all slept all day long. They crack me up. They're always tired when we go home from camping.
Mm-hmm. My dogs, too. Luke has wanted held all day. Every time I turn around, he's asking for a hug again. Yeah.
Oh, little Lukey.
Just worn out.
I have a funny picture for you. I'm not allowed to put my granddaughter's face out on the internet. And I realized I took a fantastic picture today that doesn't actually show her face. So you guys get to see it. So look at this. She was dressed so cute today. She had on these sandals and this cute bow. And I looked over at my son, and he's just holding her and bouncing her. And I just started dying laughing because the bow had slipped down over her face. And he kept going, what? And he's looking down this way, and all he sees is the bow. He couldn't figure out what I thought was so funny. But poor Lily. And Lily did not mind at all. She didn't even say a word. She was just like, eh. But I thought it was really funny.
That's hilarious. Well, adorable. She was super styling today.
She was. She's only a week away from being 5 months old. The shoes are so cute, but she kicked them off in 10 seconds. Like,
oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. She was not a huge fan.
Those would not survive one trip to Walmart. No.
No, but they were very cute, and they went with her outfit. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful girl.
Couple other things I want to show you. I'm almost ready to release my Halloween collection over at fidgetwhimsy.com. I had one last year, but I did it kind of late because I was kind of new to this whole thing. And I'm going to be releasing my Halloween collection on Wednesday here on the show. But here's one little guy I printed that I wanted to share with you. This is a pumpkin snail. Isn't he cute?
That is so freaking cute.
I adore snails. Anything snail, I think, is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And this little guy with the pumpkin as a shell, I thought was so cute.
Darling.
So he'll be part of it.
Of
and
course.
I think this guy is super cool. Here is Frankenstein's monster. I think, or just cute. Frankenstein, as we all call him now. But isn't he cute? He has huge black boots and huge black hands, and I gave him black fingernail polish.
Oh, that's so
doesn't
cute.
It seem like Frankenstein's monster would be a little emo, right?
Definitely, he has to be. Yes.
Yeah.
And I love the enormous feet.
Yes, the enormous feet and their gigantic black boots. So those were cool.
Yeah.
So that's some of what I have. On Wednesday, I'm going to show you everything. I'm really excited about it. So it's kind of fun to be in my second year of holiday printing because I'm far, far ahead of the game, which I was not last year, but I am this year. And I just think that's really fun.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot to get to.
We do.
Our main case is a local case you've probably never heard of, but we're going to talk about that. But before we get there, Katie, you unbelievably have some Donna Adelson news for us.
Yeah. Kind of just a wrap up from last week, a few things that have happened and been reported since, and also a song because we needed a Donna song.
Oh, I'm so glad you came up with one. I just couldn't do it.
I wanted to do one about Jackie alone, but I just couldn't. I didn't get there. But I did do a song on Donna's conviction and her defense, and it's pretty great. So we'll get there. But a couple of things have happened. First of all, Surviving the Survivor had Dan Markel's attorney, and he said that the day Dan was murdered was a deadline date that they had given Wendy Adelson and her attorney. So apparently they had solid proof that Wendy had committed fraud surrounding some of her assets, and they had threatened her that if she didn't get it fixed, that they would file a motion that proved that she was committing fraud, and that could actually put her law license in jeopardy. In fact, this attorney said that it was such a big decision that he'd kind of put off filing it because, this could destroy her career. And they didn't want to do that, but she was not cooperating. You know how all we heard about is what a big asshole Dan was. Well, I know this won't come as any big surprise, but Wendy was quite the asshole herself.
Not shocked.
In this not contentious divorce. Yes. So at any rate, the deadline date that they gave her was the day that Dan died.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Something else that Surviving the Survivor, and by the way, they've been so good on this case, so huge props to them. But something else they have reported is that they have confirmed that Katie McDonough has been transferred back to the Leon County Jail in Tallahassee.
Oh.
I had read somewhere else that the Supreme Court, or not the Supreme Court, excuse me, the grand jury meets on Wednesdays. And there's some real speculation that maybe Miss Wendy's going up on the block on maybe this Wednesday or next.
How could she not be after this? After what we just watched? How could she not be? Really?
Indeed. Yeah.
Wow.
So, but probably the biggest thing that happened over the weekend is that the four-person showed up on TikTok making her own videos. They're long. They're wordy. They're her, very unapologetically and originally her. She shares a letter from Judge Everett thanking her for her service. She's legit. So we're not going to listen to all of it. It's like 4 videos long, but we're just going to listen to a portion of it kind of explaining how she became the four-person, kind of what happened during that time. Yeah, it's really interesting stuff. She doesn't say it here, but I'm going to say that in her next video after this one, she was asked, do you think that Wendy is involved, or do you think Wendy's guilty of a crime? She said that she and the whole rest of the jury thought that Wendy was certainly a part of this and guilty of a crime. So that was an interesting fact from her. But let's take a peek.
From Mr. Stephen Everett, the judge on this case, thanking me for my service. Along with that, my document stating I served in the jury every single day of the trial. There's also this lovely thing called public record. Just an FYI. Now with that, I will get into some of these questions, okay? I am excited. I learned so much, and like about the case, but also about the law, and I like that excites me. That I thought it was a cool experience, a crazy first time jury experience. So yeah. Anyway, I stated I was the foreperson, and I was because when we got back to deliberate, once the bailiffs were out of the room and we could, talk about whatever, I asked everyone if anyone wanted to be the foreperson, and everyone was kind of like, I was like, okay, can I do it? Like, can I please? Also, because I wanted to stay on point with what we were supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want someone else to have the opportunity to be foreperson and then just take us a million different directions. And I know how my brain works, so I was just, very sequential and purposeful with my questions and discussions and what we talked about, whatever. So overall, it took us about just over 3 hours to deliberate and reach our final verdict, right? But within the first hour and a half, I want to say, everyone was agreeing that she is guilty. Everyone, it was unanimous within the first hour and a half. But as the foreperson, you need to be looking for, the different body language, people's facial expressions, all of that, just who may be unsure of something. And we had that. We had 2 people who said they thought she was guilty. They're like, but I'm kind of confused on this one thing, this like 0.2 on count 2 of her charge, right? So with that, I was like, okay, absolutely not. We are not unanimous right now, so we're gonna go over things. And we went over things point by point, okay? We started count 1. Count 1 was the charge for first-degree murder, and it had several different points that we needed to, address. We went over definitions, we went over principle and how that would apply, all of the different things. We listed out, we had a whiteboard in there, and most of us are visual people, and so we used the whiteboard to go over each point, list out everything that people just said that applied and whatever. Those people who seemed a little unsure at first, they ultimately, what was needed, they needed the visual. But we went over everything several times because this is a big decision and this is serious, and we all took our duty very seriously. This isn't just fun and games and although it is a very cool experience to talk about now and it's exciting, it is someone's life, and it is the law, and we all took it very serious. So I need people to understand that. We went over everything, talked about everything over and over. And about the 3 hour mark, once we were moving and grooving, we voted several different times in several different ways. I first had everyone, we went by each count, right? So I had everyone go one at a time in order of our juror numbers, so 1 through 12. And I was like, okay, so for count 1, whatever, count 1 in general, is she guilty or not guilty? And I had everyone go one at a time. We all agreed guilty. After that, we did an all-at-once vote, And I was like, okay. So for count one, like, raise your hand if you think she's guilty. We all raised our hands, but, you know, it's still doing our duty as we're supposed to. Went over it again. And so, you know, people were still talking, just like, you know, they're sharing their thoughts with each other about the case and whatever. I was passing out 12 pieces of paper for everyone to write their final verdict down. And then I emptied like one of the little containers we had for our snacks and had everyone put it in there. And I did this because I wanted people to, and I said this too, if anyone who's on the jury with me sees this, they know that I did this. I told people, I want you to be 100,000, 50 billion% sure of your verdict. So I want people to write down what they honestly feel and think based on the evidence and the law provided. And without feeling pressured to go along with what everyone else is saying. You know, this is how we can be sure that everyone's on the same page. So write down your final verdicts. We'll go over it. All 12 pieces of paper said guilty. And before I filled out the final verdict form that we had to fill out, we did one more vote. And I went around and everyone needed to tell me out loud and to each other that they found her guilty on all 3 accounts. And that's what we did. And then, you know, filled out the verdict form, signed and dated it, knocked for the bailiffs to let them know that we were ready once they got set up in the courtroom. We went out there, you know, judge asked the foreperson to stand. That was me. I didn't show the jurors, but it was me. And I signed the verdict form, which I believe will be public record. But anyway, after that, you know, like he read the, what do you call it, published the verdict. And then, you know, there was that outburst that we all saw. And we had to go back to the jury room. And when we came out, because the parties said that they wanted, Judge Everett went one by one, once again, with all of the jurors, and wanted to hear us say under oath that we find her guilty. And that is what happened. It was such a wild experience.
Pretty fascinating, right?
Well, I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thrilled that someone of her generation took this so seriously and cared about it and saw it as important. You know, I know a lot of people said she seems young, but man, she was very smart and she was right on top of things. I love it.
Yep. Well, and was very careful, you know, clearly wanted to make sure everybody was absolutely sure. And I think it was great. You guys are saying she seems young. Yeah, she does. It sounds like she's 25, we think, from what other things have said, and that she has a couple kids. And, you know, and she also had at one point said that she was not the youngest juror. This was a young jury, it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these guys are of voting age, therefore they are of jury age.
Yep. Yeah, they saw that Sandy slap.
Yeah. She's really been big on, you know, doing that to me if I'm not petting her enough lately.
Mm-hmm. She is cute and did a good job. And good on her for just making her own videos and just talking about it like that, and love it.
I think it's important, you know. We don't, and I don't like the, you know, forced interview stuff at all. But I like to hear from jurors. I want
for sure,
everyone to hear what the experience is like being a juror, you know, because it's always the potential for a lot of us to be a juror, and, you know, to hear from other people and what their experience is, I think is a good thing.
Well, no one wants us, but yes, for other people,
no,
for sure. Yeah.
They won't take us, which does actually bother me, because just because I'm a true crime podcaster doesn't mean that I can't be unbiased. I can.
Sure.
I
might be able to be more
too.
Unbiased, maybe. I don't know.
Right? Well, and, you know, what we do, we're not journalists. We give our opinions, you know, but that's not what being on a jury is it's not you giving your opinion, you know, it's you have to follow the evidence. And I know that I could do that. Yeah. And I certainly understand the system.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Rude. I don't know. Physically, I think sitting through a trial might be extremely challenging for me, but
yeah.
It is what it is. But without further ado, I did put together a little song with the help of Suno and AI writing, with a lot of edits from me this time, about Miss Donna Sue.
All right.
Donna Adelson, oh, what a plan. Tried to move those kids to Miami just as fast as she can. Emails and texts piled up in the queue. Dan Markle won't beat the Adelsons. She said it's true. She's a meddler, not a murderer. Her lawyers insist. But the jury said guilty, and they said it's super quick. 3 counts they dropped her on murder, conspiracy, solicitation. Donna cried, oh my God. Judge said, control yourself. Defense attorney Zellman, Fulford, oh what a goof. They've got no proof. They hollered, of course. It wasn't contentious, it was a simple divorce. Emails, calls, texts, a motive that wins it. Her son Charlie's already locked up for life. McManua and hit squads, quite the murder for hire strife. Donna tried to flee, Vietnam-bound ticket in hand, but the feds nabbed her fast. No escape to foreign land. She's a meddler, not a murderer, they say with all their might. But the jury voted guilty in the courtroom's glaring light. Count 1, 2, 3, they gave her a smackdown. A judge tapped his gavel, no more bawling, wipe off that frown. Now sentencing's looming on October 14. She might spend life behind bars. It's not a sitcom scene. Wendy walks free, and all we've got is this absurd family feud. A meddler, not a murderer, but the jury thoroughly reviewed. Donna, Donna, what a headline you became. A wheel of fortune, alum turned infamous name. Criminal defense, drama, and fake tears in this wild courtroom saga played out over many years. Now you're in prison with Sarah Boone. Don't try to call the manager. Sarah beat you to it.
Well, that was fantastic.
It's also the same prison as Katie McManua.
Yeah.
All 3 of those fools are in the same place.
Wowza. That shall be very interesting.
Indeed. Yeah. We need a
That
Sandy
was
song at
excellent.
some point. It's true. For real. Yes.
Yeah, we do. Okay. I'll get you a Sandy song.
We could definitely have a Sandy song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to kick it over to you for our main case.
Okay. Our main case is actually a local case, and it's probably one none of you have ever heard of, but it's been in our news recently. And this young man's mother is asking for attention for this case because she still feels as though it's never actually been adequately investigated and that the truth about her son's death has really never been fully shared. This is Seamus McDevitt. Seamus McDevitt died in 2015 in Chubbuck, Idaho, when he, for reasons we're still not 100% sure of, fell out of the back of a pickup truck that was being driven by a friend and 4 other people inside the cab of the truck. He was in the bed of the truck. He fell out, he landed on his head, and it killed him instantly.
Yeah.
It was an unbelievably sad case that has some strange twists and turns. The police have said it was simply an accident and that there's nothing to investigate. Seamus's mother does not believe that that's the case. 10 years after he has passed, she is back in the news. She has continued to be in the news, but at various times. But now at the 10-year anniversary of his death, she wants some answers. And there are some things that really cause me to question what was going on that night. So this happened on August 14th of 2015. Seamus was riding in the back of a Ford pickup truck. He was with a group of friends, and he was in the back of the truck. Everyone else was in the cab.
Wow.
The toxicology of Seamus showed that he had no drugs or alcohol in his system. It was initially kind of thought maybe he was just drunk and fell out.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he in fact was not drunk at all. He was a senior at Century High School that year. He was 17. He was headed into the military like his father. He was an avid hunter and fisherman and loved the outdoors and was, of course, beloved by his family. And his death was absolutely devastating for his family. In his obituary, some of the things that were said about him is he had an infectious laugh and a knack for adventure. He loved everything cowboy, and he spent hours building his Lego city, and he loved to hike, hunt, and fish. Sounds like a real typical Idaho boy to me.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that don't really add up. So there were 5 teenagers and 1 person who was 21 that night. Seamus being the one in the back,
Mm-hmm.
4 underage boys and someone who was of age, 21, in the cab.
Mm-hmm.
There's some video evidence of them driving around that night. One of the videos they have is they showed up to the McDonald's in Chubbuck. Chubbuck is a suburb of Pocatello, which is about 50 miles from me, 50 miles south. And it's Pocatello is where I went to college. And it's where Rhonda and I met while we were in college.
Yeah.
So they went to McDonald's to do something called coning. This was a trick that teenagers have. This is kind of, I don't know, it's been around a long time. A trick that they'll order an ice cream cone at the window of a fast food restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the employee hands it out, instead of grabbing it by the cone, they grab it by the ice cream.
Yeah.
It's just like a prank.
Yeah.
Usually it's being filmed. They think it's really funny because it really throws off the employee and makes a big mess. And they did that. There was video of it. One of the people in the truck actually filmed this, and this happened just a few minutes before Seamus was killed. So there's some video of the truck that Seamus's mother believes that the truck is being driven erratically and at too high of a speed through the drive-through at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
She believes, and a lot of what I'm going to tell you tonight are things. Some of these things are in fact true and provable. Some of these things are things that are what Seamus's mother believes about this situation.
Yeah, because she's been fighting tooth and nail.
She has. Yeah, she has never stopped in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So she feels that the way that the truck was being driven indicates that there may have been alcohol consumption by some underage individuals who were in the truck. And I don't have the names of anyone else in the truck. And even if I did, I wouldn't say them because they're not charged with a crime. But it is possible that they had access to alcohol because there was a 21-year-old male in the vehicle with them.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, that was not noted in the police report, that one of the passengers of the truck was an adult. But it appears that Mrs. McDevitt has confirms that.
Mm-hmm.
After they leave McDonald's, they head to Knutson Boulevard, which is weird because that's my wife's last name. But this on Knutson Boulevard is where Seamus fell from the truck. The Chubbuck police report says that he fell out of the truck and rolled. The pickup stopped, and they picked him up and they put him in the bed of the truck and called 911. That's in the police report. When the paramedics arrived at the scene, Seamus was already deceased. So there wasn't anything that they could do. Interestingly, there's some weird stuff with the 911 call. So the 911 call was dispatched not to Chubbuck, but to Pocatello. And maybe they cross over. But initially, what's being reported is that Pocatello denied that the 911 call came through Pocatello. But it turns out that it did. It was not a Chubbuck call. It was a Pocatello call.
Mm-hmm.
However, there is no recording of the 911 call.
That is very weird.
It is, because 911 calls are recorded automatically. You don't have to push a button to make a 911 call record. It just records.
Mm-hmm.
Also, 911 call recordings are backed up so that there's always a copy, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many of these 911 calls have we listened to over the years?
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, there's also no backup of the 911 call. It's just like it never happened, friends.
It just
It's
vanished.
It's like it never happened. That's very odd.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a common thing for a 911 call to go missing. Not even 10 years ago. The systems, the way that they work, they are recorded, they are automatically backed up. 911 calls are evidence.
Yeah.
But you see, the problem with there not being a 911 call is that the only information we have about how Seamus fell out of the back of that pickup truck and what happened next come from the people who were in the truck.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's suspicious, and it is odd for it to be missing.
Very odd.
So, there's also no transcript of the call.
Yeah.
Guys, it's just gone. We don't know.
How did they even know to show up?
How did they know to show up? Did a 911 call even happen? Pocatello says it did, but the only evidence we have of that is their word, because there is no record of this call.
Yep.
In the police report, there are witness accounts that describe the driver jerking the wheel while he's driving and joking around. A comment from the driver's girlfriend that got posted on Facebook a day or so after the accident. We don't have a copy of this, but this is what Seamus's mother says, and East Idaho News has confirmed that they have seen it. That Seamus was riding in the bed of a truck, driving around with friends, and they were just messing around trying to make him fall on his butt. So like making him fall down in the bed of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
But instead he flew out of the truck, hitting his head, and passed away on the way to the hospital. That's what the Facebook message or post says. And East Idaho News confirms that they have seen a copy of that. So in this young woman's statement that she's made on social media, there was an attempt to knock him down going on. So he must have been standing up in the back of the truck, and they were trying to make him fall down, I guess. But instead of falling down, he flew out. So alcohol was a suspected factor by the police in the accident. They took the driver. Now listen to this. There's no breathalyzer test, which I don't understand why, because they can do those at the scene. They took him to physician's immediate care. That's a doc in a box, ready care kind of place, for a toxicology test. But guys, the toxicology results were just lost.
Yep.
We don't know.
Missing yet again.
Lost. I mean, they took him to a medical facility to do them. How do they get lost?
Yeah.
It wasn't just on the police to have the test. It was on physicians' immediate care to have them.
Yeah.
So were there ever actual toxicology results? Was there ever an actual toxicology test done? How do you just lose it?
Good question.
If you go in, the Doc in a Box kind of places, they do a lot of drug testing for employers.
Oh, yeah, for work
So-
comp all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go in there for a test, you don't just walk in and get a test. You walk in and you fill out some information about yourself. They have a record of who you are and what tests they are administering. And that creates a file for you that would then have the results in the file.
Yeah.
Right? No, just lost. And the only explanation is lost.
Yeah.
No answers, which just doesn't make any sense. If this was just a straightforward kids fucking around accident, where's the 911 call?
Right.
And where's the toxicology report? Come on. Why?
Why isn't this just
They did it-
straightforward? Yeah.
They did a toxicology report for Seamus himself.
You got to.
I got to get my cat off my
Uh-huh.
microphone. Yeah. There's a toxicology report for Seamus, and it was clean.
Yeah.
The autopsy report does confirm that he died from a head injury from, falling out of the back of a pickup. But well, at least he died from a head injury.
From a
I
blunt
guess.
force, trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From a blunt force trauma, and that he did not have any substances in his system. But these things don't make sense. They just don't add up. How do you lose a 911 call? How do you lose a toxicology report like that when it's done at a medical facility who has to document literally everything they do? How can that be lost? Was there a 911 call? Was there a toxicology test of the driver? Did those things actually happen? Because we live in a day and age which just somebody's word saying that something happened is not enough.
Well, definitely not. No.
And in a world in the United States, 911 calls always being recorded.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense. And how did that medical facility do a toxicology test and never have any paperwork, no paper trail? It just, it
Very,
doesn't
very suspicious.
track. Yeah.
Right. Bethy said like a certain boating accident. Alex Murdoch. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And Seamus's mom is saying, I have proof of everything I'm saying. I'm not just making stuff up. I'm not just speculating, but these are things that came from witnesses. These are the things that are missing in the police report. Like, why are these questions not answered?
Yeah.
She said she's been told to let it go.
Oh, yeah. Lots of times.
And she says she's just not going to do that. She said her son's life mattered and his death deserves the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And what really happened that night. She also says this is a quote from the article on East Idaho News that I really appreciate. She says, the integrity of our justice system depends on a thorough and impartial examination of all facts, regardless of who is involved. I want to restore faith in the process and hold those responsible accountable. Right. Like who needs to be held accountable here? The driver? Yeah. And if the driver was impaired, who provided that minor with alcohol?
Mm-hmm.
And what's wrong with this investigation? The other thing that did not happen is that the coroner refused to attend this death.
Yeah.
It would have been his job. It would have been a mandate for him to attend the death of this child, and he didn't. Katie, do you want to read that for us?
Yeah, this is a Facebook post from Mom back in 2019. And interestingly, it's an article about the former coroner and his family suing Bannock County Jail because of the death of their own son at the jail. This is what Michelle said. She said, this being the coroner who refused to come to Knutson Boulevard on August 14th, 2015, where my son lay dead. With multiple calls from Officer Higgins to this former coroner, asking him to come, and finally telling him she thinks he should come because something does not seem right. And although Idaho statutes mandated him come to the scene of my 17-year-old child's death, he told the officer plain and simple he was not going to come. 4 years have come and gone. This was back in 2019. And I am still seeking only justice for my son while he seeks $8 million for his. How the hell can the coroner get away with just refusing to come to the death of a child?
Well, this is an unintended death.
Yeah.
It is a supposed accidental death, and it is the death of a child. Let me remind you, I've told you about this before, but my mother-in-law passed away early this year.
Yeah.
And what happened is that she became unresponsive in the car. My brother-in-law called the paramedics. He met them. They put her in the ambulance and attempted to revive her, took her to the hospital, attempted to revive her for quite some time before they declared her deceased. And because this was an unattended death, which meant she died not in the presence of a physician. She died in the presence of two family members, but that's not enough. Okay. That's an unattended death. Think about it. Seamus died on the pavement on Knutson Boulevard. Bonnie died actually in the car. Unattended deaths. The coroner had to come and sign off on the doctor's determination of how she died in order for us to have her body transferred to a mortuary. That was a requirement by law, and he explained that very clearly to us, why he had to do that, because her death was not attended by a physician. Neither was Seamus's. Bonnie died in Bingham County. This is in Bannock County. These counties neighbor each other.
Right.
So why did that coroner refuse to come?
It's really
my shirt
tough
says
to
the
say.
evidence will show. This is one of our merch shirts. Eternity is just asking. This is one of our merch shirts. Remember Lori saying the evidence will show like 25 times in her opener on Brandon's trial? Yes. Well, we have a shirt that says that now.
We do.
Anyway, so we know that that's just a basic requirement by law in Idaho that coroner had to have shown up.
Right.
So this case has never been investigated beyond anything but an accident. No charges have ever been filed. There's never been a grand jury.
Yeah.
There's never been anything. It appears that the investigation really never went anywhere beyond the actual night of the incident. And there are no explanations for the coroner not coming. The 911 call being just gone, guys.
Yeah.
And the toxicology test of the driver being lost.
Yeah.
I can 100% understand why Seamus's mom doesn't feel that this is settled and is still pushing for more action after 10 years.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I 100% get it. I'm working on getting the accident or whatever police report that there is so that we can review it and share it with you ourselves. I'm going to ask to speak to mom too. Her information is on the article. I wanted to kind of tell you this story, and then I think I'm going to see if mom will talk to me. And we'll continue to cover this because we're local, and many of you are also local to us. And cases like this deserve answers.
Well, Seamus deserves justice. His mom deserves some answers. What the hell?
Yeah.
Were the kids in that truck related to someone important in town?
Yeah.
Like, why? How
were
did this
those
happen?
kids? Was there even a 911 call?
Right.
Was there a toxicology test of the driver? Who told the coroner not to come? Those are questions that we do not have the answers to, but I do think that Seamus, his mom, and the rest of his family certainly deserve the answers to. So we're going to continue to cover this as well. So I'm sure we'll have more going forward with this, but until we do, it's time to move on to some WTF news, friends.
while we were busy covering Adelson, some really wild courtroom drama was playing out. And that, of course, was Cardi B.
Yes.
And this was a trial. This was a civil suit. Cardi B was being sued. She was being sued by a former security guard named Amani Ellis. Amani worked did security at a medical office building where Cardi B had gone to see her obstetrician because she was pregnant. And at the time, nobody knew she was pregnant. And she had attended the office after hours on a Saturday so that she would have that privacy. That was arranged with the doctor, of course. But as she came into the building, and she'd left her security outside, you'll see why on the video I have of her. She lets you know exactly why. But security guard is videoing her, talking on the phone about her, and then videoing her in her face. And they have a verbal altercation, at least according to Cardi B, and then she goes into the doctor's office. Well, down the road, Amani claims that Cardi B assaulted her, cut her face with her fingernail that required 2 plastic surgeries on her face, and that she spit on her and caused physical and emotional harm. She sued her for $24 million.
Whoa.
Yes. Ellis claimed that Cardi B's celebrity status led to lasting physical and emotional scars and the loss of her job. Because she, got fired for doing what she did. She says Cardi B...
She's not innocent here.
No. Violently, unlawfully, intentionally, and suddenly, and maliciously hit her, cut her face, and spit on her. She accused Cardi B of working with others to erase footage of the incident. And there is some footage of the incident. The defense on Cardi B's behalf said that she testified that Ellis approached her aggressively and initialed a screaming match and was trying to film her. She said there was no physical contact. She says she was pregnant at the time and was trying to keep her pregnancy private. The jury came back with not liable for Cardi B. They didn't really have any evidence. There was some testimony on both sides, but eventually I think the jury, they were only out for about an hour and they were like, this is nonsense. And Cardi B she did a little press conference afterwards and she's like, you know what? In the future, if somebody tries a frivolous lawsuit with me, I'm going to sue them back and make them pay because this is ridiculous and it's not right. But the biggest story really was Cardi B on the stand because she was unapologetically Cardi B. So I have a compilation of clips of her on the stand. Some of them do repeat each other, but I don't think you'll really mind because they're all pretty damn funny. Honestly, having people on the stand like this that just behave so differently than what you normally see is sometimes just so refreshing and funny, especially as we were trudging through Adelson territory.
Right.
So here we go.
Girl's about to beat my ass. Hello?
Hello. Hello. Are you disabled? Yes or no?
At that moment, when you're pregnant, I'm very disabled. You want me to tell you the things I can't do?
Fine.
Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs. I said, on my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?
Tell it to her now. Go ahead.
Huh?
Say it again. Say it.
Objection, Your Honor.
You want me to say it to her
I want
face?
you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for herself
The objection
again.
is sustained.
Yes or no?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
Yes or no?
Yes.
If you wanted to do it, you could have done it, correct?
But
You're
I
not
didn't.
disabled,
But
right?
I didn't because I had a baby inside me.
How did you said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm asking you this question.
Five eyes.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
She's a little
You don't need to answer me.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a yeah.
Do you prefer I call you Miss Almanzar, Cardi B, or it doesn't matter?
I mean, y'all been calling me Cardi B. I was a little like, I don't want a guy that I work with to know I'm going to a vagina doctor. You following me, you're recording me. I'm just trying to check my cat.
Are we having a verbal altercation?
Check my cat.
We having, we'll see, a debate.
Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs. Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to beat my ass. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here.
Why is he saying hello? Oh my
Looking at her
god.
face, but I wasn't looking like. She got a pimple on her face. She got a.
What was that?
I said that's a lie. Out of here, just trying to get some money.
Who's trying to get some money?
She is
How do you know that?
because she sued me for $24 million.
You said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look. I mean, you have her medical records,
I don't
right?
have anything. I'm asking you the questions.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevant.
Listening.
She's a little.
You don't need to answer me.
Okay.
And she said, "Oh my God, yo, Cardi B's here." So I kind of speed walk. But I feel her behind me. Then I hear her talking like, "Oh my God, Cardi B is here." So I turn around and she had her phone. She didn't have it here no more. Now she has it here. And I asked her, "Yo, why are you recording me?" And she clearly looked like the security. She looked like the security guard. She's uniformed down. And I'm like, "Why are you recording me? Are you security?" And she's like, "Oh, my bad." But then I'm walking, and I feel her still following me. So like as I'm walking, speed walking, trying to look for the office, I turn around again. And I'm like, "Why are you following me?" She's like, "Cause I can." I was like, "No, you can't. Why are you following me for? Like, ain't you supposed to be security?" And she's like, "Cause I can." It was like, "No, you can." And she's like getting closer and closer. Like now she's like in front of me where I can't even like really maneuver. And I'm like, "Ain't you supposed to be security? Like you grouped out, you're recording me. Now you following me. Like back up." And she's like, "I can do what I want." It's like, "No, you can. Like you can't do what you want." And that's when we started arguing.
And what did you say?
I was like, "You can't do what you want. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like you invading my privacy." And now we're like chest to chest practically. So I keep telling her like, you need to back up. And I'm thinking to myself like, this girl is big. She's big. She got big black boots on. And I'm like, damn. The hell am I gonna do now? She's literally right in my face, like on my chest, and we're arguing. And I keep telling her to back up, but she's not backing up. And we arguing, cursing at each other. I did call her the B word. I did call her a bitch. Like, "Bitch, get out of my face." I did say, "Bitch, get the fuck out of my face. You're in my face. You're screaming in my face." We're like literally screaming at each other. And she kept telling me like, "You're gonna leave my building." I'm like, "I'm not leaving. Like, how you harassing me? I'm not leaving. Like, how you telling me to leave? I came to see a doctor. You following me. You're recording me. I'm just trying to check my cat. You're recording me." And we're arguing. That's when the receptionist came out. She started wilding out like, "This bitch hit me. And I'm like, I did not hit her. I'm looking at her like, girl, I can't even hit you if I want to. You're bigger than me and you're pregnant. And she just started wilding out. Like, this bitch hit me. This bitch hit me. Then the doctor came out and he was like, go to my office. And after that, I just walk away. And that's just that.
Are you aware in the city of Beverly Hills, if a security guard tells you to leave the building, which they are security of, you would be required to do that? Do you agree with that?
Objection, relevance.
A security not supposed to.
You don't need to.
Yeah, she's just checking her cat, guys.
Well,
What the hell?
absolutely. Oh my God. I love her. God, she's hilarious.
Yeah.
She just telling it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
And who is that dumb girl? Jesus.
An opportunist,
Following her and
obviously.
threatening her and stuff. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Trying to kick her out. Why? She was just trying to go see her doctor, but
Right. And being harassed for it.
mm-hmm. Yeah. But her behavior on the stand just absolutely killed me. The way she goes, hello, the lawyer, hello, I'm here, hello. Are you not
What an
familiar with that
idiot.
term? Like, what?
I saw an interview with Cardi B on Jimmy Fallon one time.
Thank you,
That was
Rolo.
absolutely hilarious. And Jimmy could not figure out what the hell she was saying, like the whole time. He just kind of kept going, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Like, it was hilarious because she was really wild out, like way more than this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's so funny.
Yeah.
Right. The point about asking about her hair, just to humiliate her, I guess. It was
Mhm.
rude.
To try to to try to provoke her. I wondered if he was trying to piss her off or what.
Yeah.
There were some ways that the way the defense attorney acted with her made me think that he's actually a fan.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because there was a lot of banter that made me think, nah, he's a Cardi B fanboy. But here we are.
How funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so rude to ask about her hair. Like, why is
Mhm.
that?
It's
What was that
inappropriate.
relevant
Yeah.
of at all? And obviously they're wigs, you dumbass. Like,
Yeah. Well, duh. She's
Yeah.
blonde one day and dark the second. I mean, come
well,
on.
and like big blonde wavy curls one day,
Right.
and then straight black hair the next day. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. Hmm. Yeah, that's all her real hair. Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Crazy. Yeah. So anyway, I thought it might be a nice palate cleanser after all of the Adelson drama to watch
Definitely.
some funny court.
That's hilarious. Well, and I'm glad she won. Because what a bunch of bullshit.
Mhm.
$24 million?
Yeah.
I mean, that girl was filming her. So if she beat her up and cut her face and stuff, didn't she have film of that happening?
No. And also, she claimed that she had to have plastic surgery. And my understanding is that they could not produce a single shred of proof that she had plastic surgery.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So her attorney is a real piece of work, isn't he?
Yeah.
Boy,
Yep.
to even go forward
Real-
with this.
Really opportunistic behavior. Yeah. But you know what?
Well-
She's right. She should countersue for frivolous lawsuits because it would slow
That's
down
what-
this kind of stuff.
What the hell, huh?
I mean, this was like
Sandy can't believe it.
a couple
Can't
of babies
believe it.
ago, 2 or 3 babies ago. This was quite a while ago that this
Oh, wow.
happened, that the altercation happened. But anyway,
I loved when she said, I didn't want these guys that I work with to know I was going to a vagina doctor. Yes, I'm with you there. I get it. Nobody
trying
wants
to have a little
anyone they work with
discretion.
to have to know you're going to the vagina doctor. That's
Or she would have had security with her. But she thought walking into that building that had security, and she
Yeah.
had this arrangement that she'd be there after hours, so there would be no one else in the office, that her
yeah.
safety and her privacy would be protected, but obviously not. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Wowza.
Yeah. So there you have it.
Well, that's quite something. Well, that's what we have for you tonight. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain for another live. We're back on our regular schedule, guys. We're done with trial schedule. Yay!
We're back on our bullshit. Yes.
We are. We're back on the regular bullshit because there's always plenty of it. There's going to be lots more.
Always.
So, thanks for being here with us. Always, we appreciate you all so very much, whether you're here with us live or after the fact, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on Apple Podcasts, whatever. We appreciate you all very much.
Absolutely.
And you know it. We are the True Crime Squad. Thanks for being here.
Take care.
Season 6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.